¿Cómo estás? Here we go. Who's going to be first? First off the rank.
You getting stuck, I see feet in the mud. You have been caught in the flood.
Yeah.
While the water isn't parted, we run, reap what you sow, the harvest is us. You have been enjoying
Monday.
life, sipping the syrup and a line in the way. Taking whatever you touch, the sort of
Hey, Peter Cram, here we go.
Welcome to the city.
Amudia, g'day buddy. How you going? Let me just turn that intro music down a little. Leo, the stuntman, we were actually a little bit worried about you, mate. You didn't show up the other day, and some people actually said, is Leo okay? And I was thinking, I hope so. Zach Tessie. We've got Josh Harmer right there. We've got Bailey's hat, wherever he lays at his home. We've got Drew HG, Tony the young son, getting ready for promotion soon, and Peter Cram, how are we? We're great. Angus, great beef right there. Cas, get the Coke. I wish I could get the Coke, mate. At the moment, I haven't got it on me. Chronic, howdy. I like stuff. Fantastic. Angus Gray. Not sure what you're talking about. I thought he meant Coca-Cola. You sure he didn't mean Coca-Cola, fugly? Full Metal Jacket. We've got Simran, Mayra. I hope I didn't namaste today, mate. How you going? I hope we didn't make a butcher of your name there, my friend. Brody G, g'day, buddy. T.Y. Lopez, howdy. Hola, como estás? Ben Pollack. Flubber Dubber and friends, g'day. Ryan Ward, always good to have you here. Veteran. And we've got Yaros Smolkov. Where's that from? G'day, all medical tomorrow. You'll be right, mate. Just remember they're going to rip your clothes off and look at your cornhole. Thunder and Lightning, g'day. Nah, you're all right. Cheers, mate. Black and White Mechanical. What a fantastic name that is. Flubber Dubber and friends, how much leave do you get in the army and how does it change with rank? You get less as you get more rank. You get about between 6 and 8 weeks off at Christmas. You get leave off in September. You get leave off in, is it April? Easter leave. Stoddy, first of moderators. G'day, buddy. Medic. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. If they're not, Michael Stott will take care of it. If there's a problem, he'll solve it. Ben Fisher. G'day, Hope, mate. How you going? And the Spartan mouth. Where's that mouth been? Minlu. G'day, mate. Jack, Coca-Cola, it's Monday. I wish I had one with me, mate, but I'm not even getting a chance for dinner tonight. Grid, he actually goes to tomorrow. You know, I thought you were off today for your oath or affirmation, but that'll be tomorrow, and then he'll go to sleep in a bed that makes him itchy. Hamudia, if I was to make Special Forces Cas, do you think I could make the first Muslim Australian commando to join? That'd be very interesting. I don't think you'd be the first. You'd be one of the first, and you'd be welcome too. Anton, g'day, mate. Overflowing Stage 3 Pit, how you going? Peter Cram, no question, just want to say thanks, mate. How you going, Mellow Yellow? Thank you very much for that donation. I'll turn this on right now so I can give you Nutsukel. The very first one. We didn't even have a chance to get out of the trenches, and we caught one. Thank you very much there, Peter Cram. Cramming one in, so to speak. Guys and gals, I hope you've liked the videos the last few days. It's been my pleasure to deliver you some short videos, information-based, that gives you something to hold on to. So there'll be plenty more of those coming. We've got Brody G, Ashwan Mueller, Survival Man 343, Overflowing Stage 3 Pit. How you going, mate? How's the unit? Now let us know what's going on, mate. You and I are overdue a conversation. I'd love to hear from you. Every 10 days bush, do you get one extra leave day? I think it's something like that. But the bush pay kicks in well before what it used to. So you'll also get additional money. It's called bush pay. And once it gets to around 10 or 12 days, then separation pay can take off for those marriedies too, for being away from your family. Hey, Cas, do the riflemen get weekends off? Every weekend you're not outfield, mate. No weekend is a guarantee because someone can also stuff up. I don't need particular permission as a platoon sergeant, platoon commander to make you work back the weekend, but we'd like to think that with good conscience that is supported by a CSM, the company sergeant major, and also the OC of that said company. But if there's a reason, they can do it. Yaros Smolkov, Russian background, Cas, been here 25 years. Well done. That's quarter of a century. That's halfway to holding up the bat. Well done. Megan, good to have you here, my dear. Ginger beer man. Never been a fan of ginger beer, but I tell you what, my dad is. And if you drink it, it can also go towards a little bit of prevention for seasickness. Thunder and Lightning, 1999 edition. There you go. I was overseas. I wouldn't have known. Ashwan Mule, I'm going to the recruitment office in Perth, CBD in a couple of days. Let us know how it goes. Ricky Ward, get a weekend guard up, yeah. I've done those plenty of times. Never got best dressed either. G'day, Cas Mode and team. Right, team, let's whack on straight into the intro so you can see a little bit about what we're going to be up to tonight. Hey team, how we going? It's Cas from In the Trenches with Cas, and tonight we're going to be answering your questions on this Monday night stream. As we see the closing out of winter, as we see, what else? 31 Platoon launch into a career from civilian into military. We're going to announce the Father's Day marathon stream that is coming up this Saturday. At this stage, we're planning on starting at 10 o'clock and ending at about 6 o'clock at night. Let's see if we can get Mr. Buckaroony on board. While we're waiting to do that, let's light the eternal flame, for the stream at least, for the fallen. So here we are. And in case you're not aware, I still do the 100 push-ups every day. So this will be our tribute to the fallen, lest we forget. Where are we going to put that one? Where we going to put the firefly? Let's put that up here. Hey, Cypher, there you go, mate. The lurker. Hey, Mr. Buckaroony here. The summer of the fly. There we go. Boom. So, team, take it easy. Let's have a good night. Ask the questions. Become a member. And remember, this is the Forever Channel. This is the Australian Military Channel. This is the best channel. And tonight we're going to tell you why. The best channel. The best military niche channel, that is. See you later. Welcome to all of those out there. Jay Hayes, Westside, Not Cerebral Palsy. Kirby Hamilton, the Jester. Stewie, the Soup Kitchen Guy. The Patreon members, the members. All of those that come here first tonight for the first time, and those that are moderators that get us through the hard times by making sure we get rid of the waffle. Let's get into it. Let's find out about 3 Brigade. What do they do and who are they? And we'll get to 3 Brigade in a moment, as well as talking about, one of the articles that was given us by Dusty Rhodes we're going to be talking about in a minute, just to paint a picture for there. And we'll also be talking about Fugly, I won't tell you who the pictures are from. 2 memes have been submitted, and we know the score on the meme of the night. So let's go. What do we have? Sad Sober Cobra marched out of Kapuka on the 21st, and since I've been at the School of Artie Pucker, currently sitting at Holding Platoon on the 27th of September. Get your exercise in, get your push-ups in, make yourself the best version of you, because you are going to understand what muscular endurance is, and there's some artillery-based stuff that's on tonight that you're going to love, because I believe it is the best videography of military I have ever seen. And it's all coming here tonight, and I didn't take it. What else we got? The lurker. Hello, Mr. Buckaroony. Mr. Buckaroony. Hey, Matty Dowsett. Hey, Cas. Made it to Singo. It's only just begun. Duty first. What we've got is the pursuit of the Skippy badge. $1.78 to buy 1 million billion calories later. Good luck, mate. Look after your team. You're going to need it. When did you actually get there? Let us know, Matty. Kyle. Hey, Cassie, mate. What year were you born? 71, mate. 71. Anzac Day, 71. Micah Edwards, good to have you here, Corporal. That's right. We call Lance Jacks Corporal as well. You don't call them Lance Corporal unless they're in trouble, and that's usually from a platoon sergeant. Ashwan Mueller says, lest we forget. Yes, lest we forget. As we can see up there, the flame is up there to represent all of those that have been lost. Hard yakka, got the cap on tight there. 150 sit-ups per day for me. I need to do some planking. I do. But my push-ups are going fine. It's been excellent. I'm telling you now, I recommend doing the 100 push-ups a day, no matter if you're ever going to be military, no matter what your age is, because I feel, at least physically, tip-top. I really do. And to Matty, not so cow. The cows are in the paddock. Overflowing stationary pit. When you're in mad pain and someone yells, read the hat badge. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you joined us. You're a volunteer. That's the way it goes. Mate, we've got something on here. Overflowing stage 3 pit. You guys are going to like some of this. We're going to go through this stuff tonight. For those guys and gals that don't know, there are some dilemmas that are going on within the military at the moment. Before we talk about that situation, we're going to put some eye porn up there for you. And what I'm talking about is visual display of military. You love that sort of stuff. 3 Brigade is where it all happens. That's your Townsville-based units. It's the reason why I tell you to go there, because it's not infested with civilians. It is a military injected massive country town, I'd call it. It's got the best footy ground in Australia. You can still sit on the hill while eating an overpriced hot dog. Mate, you can still get to the airport in less than 15 minutes. You've got a hill that is 4 metres off being classed a mountain. You've got the best Mexican food in the world. You've got the Strand, which is fantastic and just over 2.4 kilometres long. Great. Outdoor facilities for beer gardens that allow you to sit there overdressed in a pair of thongs and boardies. It's great. It is good. The price of living, about half the price of what it is down south here. And it's wedding weather every day. And when it rains, bellissimo, even better. 3 Brigade is also the home of the 1st, 2nd and 3rd Battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment, and all those units asunder. So let's have a look at some of this, and it's fantastic. I really, really liked it. And I thought I'd share it with you guys. Leo.
One dead enemy!
This footage is outstanding.
Number 4!
Artillery, there you go.
A 4, a 3, a 1, a 4, a 1, 0. I think BTR from distance, point and door engaged destroyed.
Townsville, Mr. Bryce, you're right there, mate. Engineers getting rid of that. Look at that, beautiful.
Target! 50 meters! 20 rounds jumping!
Hey, Lauren.
AME, leaving holding area, wheels on ground, ETA 1607 over.
Bravo, AME open on station from 1607 over.
Look at that. Amazing. Just something to start us off, team. That's 3 Brigade. It is also only about 40 minutes to 1 hour to get up to the plateau, which is high range, one of Australia's biggest training areas. It can be also used as live fire. It's fantastic. You get a chance to have a visual and a little bit of a sleep of the last girls and food you're going to see for the next 10 days normally, before you go up there and come down as the filthiest looking bush ranger on earth. Not quite red dirt, but not far from it. Swollen Wognuts. And Lauren, lovely Lauren's here. She's saying it's Mr. Buckarooni's birthday, so we won't be able to stay long. Can't stay long, Mum's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mrs. Buckaroony. Must be nearly 60 now. Happy birthday to you. Birthday punches. Happy birthday to your mother, mate. I'm glad she's still around. 79 and still nursing full time. That's amazing, mate. That's amazing. Ring you Friday night when I'm driving home. Absolutely. We're hoping to get Buckaroony on point because we've got a recipient. We've got a recipient for, and I've spoken to an individual for the first marathon that this channel has ever done, not by boot, but by stream. This Saturday, 10 o'clock, we're launching, and I'm going to be streaming from 10 to 6 to 8 at night. The reason we're doing this is because there's a guy who's extremely down on his luck. We gave JC the chance to come up with someone. It was taking too long. I bypassed this. The one difference in this is I actually know this guy. It's not a conflict of interest. He has allowed me to tell you everything about him except his exact name, which won't matter because you don't know him. But let me tell you something. This guy has got particularly bad taste in ladies, but he's a lovable bloke and you'd love him if you knew him. He's got the heart the size of a Matt Stoney appetite. But this guy, it seems like he's walking in quicksand, walking on shale. Every step he takes forward, he tends to slip backwards. I'm going to step in there. We're going to build a foundation. We're going to show him people care. He's an ex-veteran. He's a veteran. He's not on a pension. He's been in the private industry for 18 years, I think he said, which means he's got no super either. And he's given up all of the vices and he just wants to make a life go forward from here for him and his daughter. So we're going to step in. And what it's going to be is the Patreon is going to step in. And if you guys want to match us at any stage of the day with a $1 or $2 donation that goes towards him, we're going to use people power to try and get this guy back onto his roller skates, not rollerblades, because that'd be gay. So join me on Saturday for at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, the whole shebang. You don't have to do the whole shebang. I wouldn't want anyone to do that. But it's important that we stick up for those people that are down. Give them a hand and let them up. And guess what? Next, it could be your family. It could be you. And I'll be there with my cape to help you and prove to you that this is the best channel of this kind on YouTube in this country, the forever channel, that in the Trenches with Cas community, because one, we get back to you. Two, we hear you cry out for help. Three, the money goes back into the people that are the community. Four, I'm retired, so I have the time. Five, I'm pretty kooky, so I'll give you something different. We've got the bat phone, here it is right here, and we actually care. And I've walked through a life that you're looking forward to going into. This is the best channel. I'm surrounded by the best moderators who always give their time to you. So let's take care of that. Hey, Emma. Not too cow for Mr. Buckaroony's mum. Did I also see it was Stoddy's birthday? So Stoddy just turned 30. Medical. Vlogmaster. G'day, mate. Lauren is shining. Is always shining. Not bad, swallow nuts. Little sleepy. I just woke up. Now I'm in a daze. A good afternoon sleep is a good way to ruin a nighttime one, isn't it? Ben Fisher, psychology, went for 45 minutes. Then the following day, the defence interview went for about an hour. Passed them all. Awesome. Was deemed fit, not insane. For service, just waiting for the PFA now. Ben Fisher. Is that Fisher spelt wrong or is that just the spelling? All right, mate, fantastic. Keep us in the loop. We need to know. Michael stopped my birthday, Lauren. Well, a really lovely lady sent me a message. I got FaceTime with my kids and afterwards got to go full Stoddy. That's amazing. That's fantastic. As soon as you get kids, you realise they are your soulmates. That's what the world is all about. And when you look at that photo that's in the background there, it's crazy to know those people with the anti-armour weapon systems, with the shovels, with the blood on their hands, with the gas masks on their face, the bayonets on their rifles, are all someone's son too, that has a mother that loves them very much. And other friends that call them brother, even if they do owe them money after payday. Immediate roller skates should be a Navy move. Fugly, we're taking the moderator shifts on Saturday, Lauren. There we go. You know, all I want. Hey, Leo, Nutsu Cow, save your donations for Saturday, team. And can I just give you a shout now? Do not get carried away in the heat of the moment on Saturday. This guy doesn't need a lot to make a difference. It's the thought behind what is happening. I spoke to him. Believe me, he is over the moon. Cannot believe that he is the centre of the dartboard on this mission. I like that analogy. Almost as much as I like the look of. Bam. The new margarita flavoured pizza twisties. Should we do a taste test now? Or will we do it to have them tomorrow? Don't know. Lockie Hamilton. Fugly. That way his first week of apprenticeship, I watched the boss's car over and over to see how well it would work. There you go. Wax on, wax off. Lockie Hamilton. G'day, Cas. Just had my psych job interview over the last 2 days. Now just waiting for my medical and PFA. Might be a slow process. It is for everyone, mate, especially in Melbourne. Gotcha. Cheers for the videos and good insight on what's to come. It is important. It is important that we are there for you. It is important that everyone is patient at the moment because we have a dilemma, and we're going to talk about that one right now before I get lost to it. Righto, guys and gals. What I'll do is I'll get rid of the background for a second. Bam. What colour is the screen? If you said black, you're racist. Right, and bam. That's what we're going to be talking about. This was a story that came up and got sent to me by Dusty Rhodes. And it's saying putting troops in the front line of pandemics, natural disasters mean less time to train for the threat forces. That word, etc., that if I say is going to get our stream in trouble. G'day, Flame Potato. Hot spot, if you will. This is an important subject because there's some misnomers behind it. The regular army, as much as possible, is not meant to work so much on domestic affairs when it comes to aiding the civilian community in natural disasters. If they're the closest people, then maybe. This is the role and the job of the Army Reserve. And I tell you something, it is the manpower that can be deployed almost before or in conjunction with other emergency services. But this is the deal. The signature, if you are Army Reserve, should be at the risk of your full-time job that you have to, when called, come right now and put everything last. You get up, you go, and you become part of that domestic helping team. If that can't be done, then they've got to question your readiness. Or we need to get something that is in the interim of Army Reserve and the regular army, because the regular army has to be training for the threat continually, not looking backwards, only looking forwards. What's coming next? What do we have to prepare for? What's the geopolitical situation that is saying there is a chance, more of a chance, that is the place that's going to flare up? That's where we're likely to go. Prepare, repetition for peer or asymmetric warfare. That's what their role is, to only face forward. Bam, eyes forward, predator. Prey, normally eyes on the side. Oops. This is a fantastic way to level up our Army Reservists, to give them a sense of pride, to give them a mission that allows them to bond together, to work together, to prevail together, and to also give a positive spin, to our civilians, that our uniformed members, Army Reserve, regular, police force, combined arms, etc., will use all of their might, all of their skills, all of their coordination to achieve that mission with the least amount of time required or resources to get the job done, because we are the can-do army. We are the best small army in the world, and we need to maintain that. Yep. So it's a fairly long article, what Dusty Rhodes has sent me, but it is important that we understand that at the moment a lot of the Army Reserve are getting used for the roles. But it is correct in saying that the regular army should never take their eye off the prize, and that is preparing for what they have a role to do. And that is keep the wolf at bay. By the way, we've got to make sure we don't trigger. There's one person in the entire channel that gets upset when we use the word wolf, sheep, or sheepdog. Absolutely butthurt over this subject. And I can't control your emotions, so I won't try. Whatever your thoughts are on that one, let us know. Because just because you can't hear or see the wolf doesn't mean he's out there. And to have peace, we have to prepare for the other stuff. Yep. Always have to be ready. Repetition. We need to stop looking at the cost of realistic training as well. And I could talk about that all day. And I probably will on Saturday. I'm going to completely structure that, where I'll probably talk in 2-hour packets and repeat that 4 times so you can go, I heard the first 2 hours, I'm out of here. I'm outie. Did him out from that said village. Okay, so let's go back to putting that back up. If you want to talk more about that, we can. Is there? And back down to here. Bam. Right. Okay, what that looks like there is really, really badly dug shell scrapes facing towards where the threat force is coming from. I don't know why they're so close together unless this is just a live fire, high range practice that's happening by what looks like US troops in Australia. Willie's here. G'day everyone, hope you're all being well. We are well, mate. We are well. Jared McMichael, g'day mate. Hey guys, I need to be a lurker tonight again. It's great to have you here, Jared, in any way you can. You know, we've also had Lockie, one of the guys today that went for his psych and done pretty bloody well. The advice we gave him before he goes and does the rest of it tomorrow is to make sure that you ask yourself or listen to the questions that you need to be able to answer, and then practice saying them out loud in your room, whatever, to you asking yourself these questions on your phone. That way it doesn't become a script. It's something that you're ready for. They'll see you prepared and they'll go, yeah, no worries. I can't give you a script because there is psychos out there that if you give them the means to get in, you're actually hurting them, not helping them. Why doesn't he like the gap year, Peter Cram? Is that me? Peter Cram Kaz, I know you don't like the gap year much. But can you see if anybody here is enlisting for infantry gap year 25th of January? It's still a long way away, mate. Okay, we'll get to January in a few more months, Peter. You know, but answering Ben Mars, why don't I like gap year? I'm not a fan of gap year at all, and I'll explain that to you. You deserve an answer, Ben Mars. I love Mars bars but prefer Snickers. I've covered this a million times, but the gap year, what I see is, it is exactly the same, Kapuka, School of Infantry, or Kapuka, Steel Barracks Engineers, Kapuka, Artillery, Kapuka, Armoured Corps, etc., Puckapunya. So what happens is you spend the majority of a year training your guts out exactly the same, within injected into the platoons of regular soldiers who are going to do the 4-year commitment. Females, 2 years. I'll never understand that one. That's positive affirmation, and that is categorically wrong in every single circumstance. But apart from that, gap year has you do that 6 months to a year, depending on holding platoons, etc. Then no sooner are you fully qualified when you've done all the hard work, before you get the rewards, gone. You're gone. And so we can potentially lose a great candidate. There is no reason to do gap year specifically unless you have a civilian role that is designed to compensate that when you go to Army Reserve and you do both. If that's the case, that's fine. That's fine. And then you stay on as an active reserve, whatever. There is no gap year for a police officer. There is no gap year for fireman. There is no gap year for paramedic. There is none for a university student. There is none for a tradie. Why do we have it for the Army? What is good for the Army in skilling you up, the amount of money it costs, and then to see you poof into the sunset? No one wins from that. No one. Okay, and most of all, I think the soldier, the candidate, is the one that's let down the most. Because I guarantee when it starts to get to the end of that 6 months training, they're going to go, I don't want to go home now. Why would I want to leave here and then go and look for another job when I've just made some of the best friends of my life, been tested all the way, and I think this is what I want to do? Yep. That's why. G'day, drunk Irishman. Brady Cars. I have an issue with Channel 9 ACA using defaming Anzac Parade in Canberra for a political story. Leave our monuments alone. Absolutely. And what's more, what's happening in other countries is I cannot believe it when rioting is happening in petrol stations, or what would you call it? Facilities that are essential for the running of a country. That should be done. No, one warning, maybe, not a warning shot, but stop, bang. Hey, how you going, Rad? Hey, mate, sorry, ran late. At least you were running. Not your cow. You haven't missed out much, mate. We've just been telling you that this is the best channel on earth. The Australian channel, Forever channel, the global channel. Subscribe right now if you can. Okay, we're also letting you know that there has been a bit of a dilemma with the military, wondering if we're looking too far backwards, taking on the caring rather than preparing to hurt role that our job is, career is, calling is. We're also letting you know in advance that we're going to have a marathon on Saturday. Not running. Me running at the mouth, that is. Where I'm going to set that up, where we're going to reach out and help a bloke get back on his feet, so to speak. He's already done enough himself. I wouldn't be stepping in to help him this way if he hadn't have been a self-starter. I always wait till someone hits rock bottom before I step in. And this is going to be an indication of what we can do for others as it presents, so we show that we are a channel that through people power, many people give a little bit to make a massive difference. And this guy will let us know exactly what it comes to. I am pledging at this stage $500. I would ask, if you can make it, that you give one or two. And together we can make a difference to a dad, to a veteran, to someone who has been kicking stones with bare feet for the last goddamn 20 years. Let's give him a chance to get back up, just like I'd give you one. Jared McMichael, could I please give you a call tomorrow? Yeah, of course you can. About the best way to lead up an enlistment day. Lead up to the enlistment day, civilian job, etc. Not too cow. Jared, surprise me. Let's do it. Happy to. Alexander Grados. Is that like Alexander the Great? I live in Victoria. I have no clue. I've got my psych and job interview next week. Alexander, the best thing you can do, mate, honestly, even if it's for 1 month, is get onto Patreon. Bam. That is the bat phone. Alex, all you simply have to do for anyone that's out there, if you need more, if you need an individual counselling mentor session by phone where there is no one else but you and I having a laugh while you have a cup of coffee, Coca-Cola, or whatever else gets you through the day, then I'm more than happy to spend some time with the phone on you. All you got to do is follow the links that aren't below. Can someone please put the link there? I'm sorry, Lauren. I'm a hack. And that goes for everyone. Happy. And that's where our money comes from. Their financial arm. Thank you very much. Patreon. Oh! That helps me let someone else get cups like this. Best ad ever. Because this is the Father's Day special. We're going to make this guy's Father's Day. Because hopefully what happens on Saturday, one of the stipulations is he has to take his daughter out. Him and her. Daughter and dad date. Hopefully Cactus Jacks. I live in Victoria. That's right, Alex. You guys are in that state, which like Queensland, is being led by the wrong side of history. Hey, my brother from another RAF mother. There he is, JC. JC, just a quick one for you, mate. I took a photo of it today, but not the number plate. I've got to tell you, and everyone knows by now, that I am a big fan of the thin blue line. A big fan. But what that means is I'm also a very big critic when I see a unlawful use of privilege of their position, which I saw today. And that was a vehicle in a school zone, in a non-stop zone, parked there, during school pickup times, while if that was us, I could not imagine how big that fine would be. There was car parks at the school they were parked out front of. There was parks across the road at McDonald's. There was parks across at the bottle shop. There was parks everywhere. But there's only one place they chose to park, the one place that it would be illegal for you to park. I was very tempted as a former discipline officer, of subordinates. I'd be extremely angry at my section commanders if I saw them losing the hearts and minds battle with the public. There is not a single reason that they could possibly come up with why their car was parked where it was on the high street. Not one. Because they weren't near their vehicle. There was no apprehension. There was plenty of other places to park, but it was like they just wanted to stick their finger up at the public, and I thought it was wrong. Ethan Gultz, in the hotel now, is it true they set off the fire alarm first night? No, you're not allowed to stuff around with fire alarms. If you do that, that's a criminal offence, mate. There we go. There's Lauren. Thank you very much, my dear. Okay, lovely Lauren has put the link there to Patreon for those that need a bit of one-on-one in their life. It's made a big difference to a lot of people, and it's the best way that I can help you in a laser beam zit kind of way. When is Father's Day? This Sunday, Conan Peppers. This Sunday. Hey, Kaz, how was your daddy-daughter day? It was, Simon, thank you, mate. It was great. It was really good. But because of the 19, you're not allowed to actually go into the studio to watch your child dance or do any of their singing or drama, despite the fact you pay for it. I think that was really hard for me because I want to watch her grow in her skill sets, etc. And then when I brought her back to my place after we'd had a beautiful steak dinner at Osso's, steakhouse in Penrith, fantastic tucker. Thank you to the cows that gave their lives for our teeth. She came back here and then got a bit grizzly, upset because she was missing her mummy around 8:30 and horror cartoons weren't down her alley. That's all right. Mr. P, great to have you here, mate. It's always a pleasure here, you old bugger. I'll be old one day, unless I piss people off. Urgent duty sometimes. Look, I don't think they can defend this one, JC. These two guys, there were so many different park areas. They could have parked everywhere. They were completely away from their car. It wasn't like they were doing some sort of traffic stop. There was nothing going on. Yeah. I don't know if this one was defendable, mate. How about that lady nearly getting hit while I was on the phone with you today? Yeah, that was a crazy one. There was a woman who was the carer for an old lady. The carer was looked like she was Asian. And she walked the old lady out, someone else's grandmother, straight onto the road, outside the main shopping complex where everyone's driving crazy, straight into the path of traffic. I was losing my shit. Everyone else was like a damn lemming just standing there with eyes like Blinky Bill painted on. And I'm thinking, what if that was my grandmother? And instead of going, oh, we just made a mistake when the horn started going crazy, Lauren was on the phone listening as well. All they simply did was like, what do you want us to do? And they kept walking across, red light, do not cross, no crossing, boom, straight across. Couldn't believe it. Emma C. Kaz, as a former Army Reserve, what jobs were the most interesting to you? I was looking at combat engineer through my senior years at school. I would say, Emma, that Signals Corps is one of the best corps you can get to, especially for females, because one, it is not physical orientated. It is skill orientated. It is small team cohesion. It is very responsible. It's very technical, and it goes off in bang. So many different directions that you can specialize in, and you can talk. Where is he? Who else we got here? We had someone from Signals here. I was Mr. Buckaroony. He was Signals Corps. Fantastic. Kaz, I've got two families for you for consideration. We've got, okay, cool. We've already got one that's been warned out for this weekend. And if we've got to do another one, we'll do another one. And we'll keep going through. And maybe we do that once a month. I don't know. I'll give you a call, JC, and we'll have a talk about it. See what we can do. because I love helping people where kids are going to be the beneficiary as well. That's a big deal. Hey, Kaz, do you have any streaming schedule? I was about to tell you about that, Hayden. We are probably going to be now streamers at 7 o'clock Eastern on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So 3 days a week. And the reason why, give me a bit of room here, team. I didn't know you were still on there, Mr. Buccaroony. Here you go, Kaz. Put this towards it, mate. The thumbs up. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. And I'll give you a call on Friday, or I'll wait for that call from you, Mr. Buccaroony, to see if you can get on board. But you've asked a really good question. Hey, membership. Who we got? Peter Cram. Welcome to the Bearer of Coffee. Boom. Thank you very much, mate. You know, we love having our members here. Feel free to get on board here, team, so you can get promoted. Hands of colour from Bailey's hat, welcoming you to the group, because he knows he's about to get promoted as well. Shit. So, team, what were we talking about? We just hit the C for people watching. Well done, Roman numeral. This is a schedule deal. There is two sorts of videos that we can give you. We can give you productions that give you the cold, hard facts with a little bit of entertainment between 7, 10, 15, 20 minutes. There you go. But what that doesn't do is allow the dribble feed of information you need to just slowly and passively learn this information. So one day you go, I didn't even know I knew that until I was asked that question at the recruiting process. And then I remembered I'd heard it 7 times regurgitated over the 10 last streams, and it came out fluently. And because of that, now I wear the uniform. Now I have the flag. Now I've got a busted shoulder and a club foot. Thanks, Kaz. JC sounds good. One family, a single mother of 2, works in mental health. She sounds like she'd be a pleasure to help. She's been diagnosed with aggressive cancer. Oh shit! The other is a 2CR veteran who has a PTSD dog and has also been diagnosed with cancer. Jesus. Sorry to those individuals, mate, and I look forward to talking to you and seeing what we can do to assist them, hey? That pleasure to help. Guys and gals, let's get into another video, shall we? That gives you another look at 3 Brigade, Townsville-based soldiers. And the biggest training area, you know, you might even say Darwin, except when the wet season's on.
We come out here into the field with 3 Brigade, plus all the critical enabling elements from the Army, plus the wider joint team, so a whole pile of Air Force assets.
So,
and we're putting it all together, taking all the skills of the individuals and the organisations and putting it together in a way that we can fight effectively. What we're doing is we're simulating an operational environment. So we've got an enemy up here in the high range trading area. It's a near peer threat, so they've got many of our capabilities. Our job is to come in to the high range training area and to find the enemy and clear him from the high range training area using all the capabilities that we have. The final live fire will simulate a battalion conducting an assault onto an enemy objective. We'll be firing danger close missions in support of that. By that I mean we'll be firing 155mm ammunition over a long range to within 400 metres of advancing troops. This is the culmination of 6 months of training for my unit, working on the individual soldier skills, then bringing them together as small teams.
Good on you, Greg.
As a unit, and then combining that with infantry, armour and aviation. And that is what we talk about in the Army as the combined arms team.
There you go, team. 3 Brigade, always the cutting edge, always up. And that's because they've got the best training grounds, a lot of money, biggest unit, nearly 5,000 soldiers there, fully immersed military experience. It's the reason why I tell you to go there. I think it's the best way to start a military career by far. Second to none. Tuara. Okay, JC, a mate of mine, is going to unreserved training next week, 35 days at Canungra. This is a beautiful time of year to go there. 35 days on the bloody Gold Coast. yeah, I get it. Is what's it called? Near there, where you go for your sergeant's courses. It's the freakiest place Canungra? I think it is Canungra. Where you go there and everything closes at like 4 or 5 o'clock. It's a really dodgy, weird feeling. Peter Cram's here, and we've got Timmy Burgess. G'day, guys. How you going? Well done on getting promoted. Not so cow. Part of the team. You know, in 1 month from now, you'll have a Lance Corporal stripes. Doesn't get any quicker than that. And then a month later, you'll be a section commander. And then 6 months total, and you become a sergeant. That's pretty quick as well. Good on you. Hands of colour thrown out there to the members. Well done, team. We're a channel. We do it together. That's what we do. Bailey's hat joining. Mr. Bryce. Hey, Kaz, is 2R still part of the 3 Brigade? Yes. Now that they're Navy playthings, polishing golden rivets. Mr. Bryce, they're actually still classed as the only battalion that is classed as light infantry still. You know, where they can still use all assets. But in saying that, this is something a lot of you don't understand yet. That there is 2 types of patrols you can do. One is reconnaissance and the other is a fighting patrol. Okay, one is about closing with, one is about denying, physically getting out there and becoming the sheepdog on the ground, preventing the wolf or closing with the wolf. Reconnaissance is about low detection threshold, about information gaining. They're not meant to have a kinetic response. They're not meant to have a kinetic element to their mission. In saying that, they are highly capable. The 2nd Battalion has 4 platoons of reconnaissance patrols. Yep. What I mean is what was formerly 4 rifle platoons converted into all being reconnaissance, which is a high level of fieldcraft, high level of weapon discipline, you know, and intricate qualifications. They're not special forces. They are specialised forces, definitely. Okay. Maybe rest in peace, Simon. What's going on? Temin, I used to live next to the base in Canungra. There's some weird people out there, mate. Simon, hey, Kaz, last week I found out that my former section commander, Sergeant John Halhead, passed away after a fight with cancer. Jeez, it seems like the stream is all about cancer tonight. That's horrible. He was my first boss, a great guy, sadly missed. Simon, to your mate, to your sergeant, John Halhead, mate, thank you for your service, mate. Rest in peace. Nutsu cow. And lest we forget, you know, because at the end of the day, you don't deserve any less respect because you survived your service, do you? Guys and gals that have just got here. Okay, my dad is former SAS. Well done, Lockie Hamilton. Works at Victoria Barracks now. And I showed him some of your channel. He rates your content. Well, that's nice to hear, Lockie. And that could be because, although some people have said that I'm a little bit, what do you call it? What do they say? Egotistical. I think they've just got confidence and animated mixed up. You know, we are the only channel, the only one that is out there for you. You cannot compare a bells and whistles, fantastic videography of an Australian defence-made video as a standalone product that still doesn't answer any questions. I'm here to top up that glossy catalogue, Kentucky tour video experience by answering your questions, by being here to hear what your fears are, to not judge you or to have a laugh with you, sometimes a little bit at you. But at the end of the day, we're on a journey. This is only available and is the only time and probably the first time it's been available to anyone. And I think that it's imperative that we give 100 points to every single man and woman that wants to serve this great nation. And we are a great nation, MAGA. Make Australia great again. Or make Australia greater. Okay? So we've got to give you 100 points. We've got to be in your corner. We've got to give you everything we can in that time to allow you to be the best version of you, because you can make the smallest mistakes. Get out of school early. You know, get a tattoo in the wrong area. Get married to the wrong person. You know, train poorly and prevent you from having what was meant to be a life's calling. I've had it. 24 years. If I was Roman, I would have been retired with land granted. But I'm here, and you guys help me get through the day. Keeps me animated too. I love it. I love you guys. Mr. Patterson, 100 people watching now. Click on the thumbs up. For those that don't know, Mr. P is a little bit older than a Millbank filter. He's rough around the edges, but he's our Mr. P. And he's not the best of health, but he'll let you know exactly what's going on. So don't think he's a 23-year-old who's going a little bit Gran Torino on you. Lauren, none of those drinks taste nice. I'm not sure what that one's about. Hey, Kaz, I finally found a job. I start next Monday. As soon as I get my first paycheck, I'll get on Patreon. Always in green. Guys, you never need to be a financial member of this channel. We appreciate it. We love it. It helps us. It helps others. For those on Patreon, I haven't let you know about this yet, but it was only on Sunday when I went to go and make my overgrown garden red with bark chip that there was an old lady. Now, that old lady was getting ready for her first warm day in Western Sydney. She had all of her plants, all the little things that her generation tinker around gardens with. I don't know how she was going to carry it all to the car. And they said to her, that's $112 as I was walking past. Now, this is why I love Patreon so much. The lady was having a hard time with her credit card. It was like God stepped in and said, not today, my dear, as I walked past with a line that was bloody going all the way back because of the social distancing, and everyone's waiting for this lady to fumble with a card. What happened? I came past. I've got that. Bam. Paid for it. Beep. It worked. Thank God. The green tick. And after that, everyone was gobsmacked. I made not Sue Cow, made a difference on everyone that was in that line and the lady who received that. We didn't hang around for a thank you. And the lady behind the counter couldn't believe it. So I went and done my shopping, came back out with the red bark, 5 bags, 20 kilos each. No troubles in my younger days, but now my shoulders are stuffed. She could not believe it. All of the people that were there when I did that were long served and gone, but it made a lasting effect on everyone in that line. You could hear them, talking amongst themselves. Did you see what that guy just did? We made a Sunday for that lady, nearly had to sit down. The woman would explain to us. It made that profound a difference to this lady. This might have been her way of realising that those young people these days, it might have completely turned around the way she looks at life. Fantastic. It was a pleasure to do it, and you guys make it all possible. Thank you very much. Stickman, I'm basically a lurker these days. Stickman, it's good to have you here. Better than stick figure. Tattoos on selection process, Kaz. You can't have them on your face. You shouldn't have them on your neck. You shouldn't have them on your hand. The reason being, these are the areas when you are representing the Australian Army with the flag on your arm. We need people to think, look at these clean-cut young men and women. It's a fair enough gig, I reckon, but I still reckon it looks good when warriors have got the tattoos on the neck and on the hands. It'd be a pleasure to be punched in the face by a tattoo on a hand. When we get to the 60-minute mark, Mr. P sounds a little bit like a blackboard on Mr. Squiggle. He might be trying to hold it in. JC, Kaz, with the skills and knowledge and their respect for all, have him for him, it's time for Mr. Bryce to become a blue moderator. I've got no problem with that. I've got no dramas with that. Can we get a second from Lauren? And does Mr. Bryce, Steve, does he want to be that guy? Because I'm more than happy to make him that. I tell you what, I'll do a deal with Mr. Bryce and I'll do a deal with you, JC. Are you sponsoring him? Are you going to vouch for him? If that's the case, this Saturday, Mr. Bryce, if you were on there at any stage, you will be promoted to moderator. How does that sound there, Judy first? Good on ya. Hey, here's one too, team. Here's one too. We did the Patreon draw today on the meme of the month, and what happened was there was 2 memes that were put forward. Where was it? Let's have a look at the. We're going to go back to here, and you're going to look at the thumbnail again. up on the top left-hand picture. And what it was, the two memes was Aaron Dixon, what happens when he doesn't get his KFC. And the other one was how inundated by the monkeys Cas gets on a stream with repetitive questions. So what it came down to was the Patreon got to vote. And sadly for the recipient who actually made the meme for Aaron Dixon, you got 1 vote and 9 votes went to the other meme. So what I'll let you know is the winner of the shirt that I will design tomorrow is Sebastian White. That's not a racist name, team. Sebastian White, you have won yourself a t-shirt that I will be designing and creating for you and sending it to you. You need to let me know what size shirt you are, whether you want it red, whether you want it black, or whether you want it white. I'm only going to give you those 3 choices. And then from there, I'm going to give you, just a couple of questions. And from there, I'll get that shirt designed and delivered to your address, to your door. You've won Meme of the Month. Well done. We saw Mr. Bryce there. Cool. Okay, he's happy. Great. I'll be back, Brycey and Simon. And don't let the rank get back to your heads again. You know, for those of guys and gals that don't know, thought it was KFC themed, but okay, it was meant to be KFC themed, mate, but it was meant to be KFC themed using the photo of the KFC bucket that was between the trees, ambush if you will. But because the 2 best memes actually weren't of that photo, you just went into the draw and made it to the finals, and the result was, through the vote of the Patreon, I didn't vote, Sebastian White wins. But you do some fantastic memes, Fugly, and we'll see plenty more from you. Always in green, it is a problem if I have more than 1 non-Australian citizenship. It depends what they are, always in green. Is it a problem if I have more than 1 non-Australian citizenship? Look, it's not up to me, but I'm a big believer in there should never be dual citizenship. I want commitment from people that want to come to a country. I don't believe in double dipping. I do not believe in having a attachment to the old world. For someone to take on the new world where they go to or leave the world they're in for another one, you should have to cut off those ties. Bang. If it means that much to you, bang. Because the new country picks up all the bills. So they should get all of the commitment. That's what I see. No, but that's only me. But that won't be a problem. It shouldn't be. You know, as long as you're a citizen of this country, it's fine. Oh, it depends on what the other one is, I guess. Simon, out to the Fugly there. Retro Gaming. G'day, mate. How much have I missed? A fair bit, mate. We're sort of going everywhere today. We've been speaking about 3 Brigade. We've been talking about, have our military taken their eyes off the prize? Are they looking too far backwards in what's going on around the politics of Australia instead of looking out for the wolf beyond the gate? El Borrego. It's not a problem. I have Spanish citizenships, yep, and they didn't say nothing about that. And we don't really have a problem of Spain either, mate. What do you call it? A security dilemma, if you will. Fucking Simon Harley, my kid, just threw up on me. Awesome. Attaboy. No one gives more support than Attaboy. He's everywhere. Sebastian White. Cheers, guys and gals. JC, we must have a psychic connection, Lauren. How did you know I was speaking about you? There you go. We need more Cas merch. We need an artist, and I wonder who we could ask. JC, as you know, we'll touch on this one quickly because I watched an excellent video today from Peter McKinnon about never forecasting, projecting what you're going to do, because you quite often find that something else happens and then drags you away from your mission. But let me tell you, it is an absolute rip-off, you know, the clothing merch brands in Australia compared to the USA, despite the fact that all the countries probably get them from, from Asia. They still put on top of the high quality, high cost garments, high cost designing, and then add significant postage costs on top of that, it makes it almost unattainable. But there's something happening in the background. That's all you need to know. JC, you're going to love it. I don't even know what size you are. My mama was a puppeteer. Did you like Saw? I love those movies. They went a bit crazy, but hey, Sam, how you going? In all honesty, I'm not a patriot. I just want to fight while I make it. Sam, I would say that they would say that you have a mental health issue. To tell you the truth, mate, they would say we don't need a psycho. You know, we don't want people to go over. We'll deal with this. We'll deal with this one because that's a really interesting question. So you're not a patriot. You just want to go and fight. Well, they would say, if that's the way you think, and then you get command on top of that, then you're going to find problems. You're going to make situations occur to meet your narrative, and we've got to be very careful of that because we've got to win hearts and minds. We already have investigations pending. We have to be very careful on who we put a uniform on in case they go rogue, so to speak. Why aren't you patriotic? Why aren't you patriotic? Hasn't Australia done enough? Haven't they risen from the ashes enough to impress you? We're the best country in the bloody world. It's fantastic. We're getting a little bit politically held back at the moment. You know, a very honest statement you made, but, you know, I'd be, if you mentioned that in the psych, you know, you probably wouldn't end up with a flag on your shoulder. I'll tell you now, mate, so be careful with that one. It's water retention or relaxed muscle. Do the 100 push-ups a day, you'll be laughing, but your shoulder is still smoked, isn't it, my man? ABF, attacked by fire. G'day, mate. How you going? PK. Cas, do you think President is going to win in November? I think it's impossible that he can't win. Impossible. Okay, and the way I see that is, if exactly the same people voted for him as what they did in 2016, he's already in. And there is also the walkaway movement. There is education. There is people are trying to cook the books to make it look like it's not as close. You should look at Sportsbet. Sportsbet went from $2.65 down to $1, and even $2. So you put in $100, you get $100 back for the outcome if it goes his way. They know that at the moment he is the only politician I know around the world that has actually delivered on his promises and puts his country first. In saying that, some very sad news as well, team, that Shinzo Abe, the Prime Minister of Japan, has just abdicated and is standing down because he has the same medical predicament as myself, who is not the leader of a country. He has ulcerative colitis. Now, if I cannot believe how much respect I have for this man. You know, for him to abdicate that power and privilege because he knows that there's hard times ahead for Japan and he wants to make sure that he is not the fly in the ointment. You know, what sort of character? That's leadership. That he just walks and goes, someone better needs this job. And Japan, you deserve better than what I can deliver. So takes off the mantle of power and rehands it back. That's a fantastic thing. You know, hats down for Mr. Shinzo Abe. Well done, Japan. Hopefully a good person gets it. I'd also like to say it's quite sad what's happening in the Red Nation at the moment. You know, the people, you know, are going through a terrible time at the moment, and a bit of a hat tip to them. Hey, Cas, I have a PFA on the 9th of September. Yep, I'm excited for it, and I've recently started doing your 100 push-ups a day. It's painful, but I'm loving it. Lorenzo, that's a fantastic name. Do you watch the MotoGP? I do. I loved it. Went to Catalonia. Absolutely loved it. Tears in my eyes watching Casey Stoner, Vermeulen, and West. What are we talking about? The 100 push-ups a day. Yeah, it hurts for the first week, but after that, I feel great. My posture is improved. My blood flow feels better. I feel like my clothes fit. Man boobs, gone. Where'd they go? You know, I'm loving it. Tim, come on, Jack Miller. Love Jack Miller too, Townsville boy. Do you ride, Kaz? I used to. I was very, very bad at it because I started very late, but I had a Ducati. I loved the sound. I loved the crackle and pop. And I got rid of that after I got the daughter because I don't want my daughter, not having a dad because her dad was a crap rider. VR46. Oh, Valentino Rossi. Gotcha. Albino Nick. Kaz, biggest fan. Hi, Kaz. Hey, Albino. Nice tan, my man. Trump the favourite at $1.85 on TAB. So it's even falling. TG. Look, it's this simple. There's two parties going. One is bordering on being a terrorist organisation. The other one has policies. You've got to vote on policy, no matter who is the one that presents it. If they've got the best policy, I'll vote for them. If I want to build up fitness quickly, how regularly should I do a run? That's a good one. I would say Aaron Ward, I would say run 3 times a week, not more than that. But when you do it, you need to run to intensity. And you need to have 2.4s where you run as hard as you can. 5 kilometres where you run as hard as you can. And then maybe a long, slow run off-road where you get to drive somewhere, ride somewhere fantastic and picturesque, and just enjoy the run, a long run. So as long as you run for intensity, all good. You can run every day, and if it's not intensity, it's going to do shit. Lachlan Day, Kaz, when you say we aren't looking at the real threats to this country, how do you differ between not prioritising the threats that matter versus not getting involved in unnecessary conflicts? Well, Lachlan, this is the thing. We need to train all the time for a peer grade enemy or threat. What that means is someone that is government run. The sad thing about that is that's sheepdogs versus sheepdogs more often than not. So great people from both nations fall. But we have to be ready to go into the boxing ring with the toughest people. And then we can pull back from that and then train with our experience in asymmetric, which is against people that don't wear uniforms, don't go above laws, predominantly very cruel people, and fight in a guerrilla kind of way in shocking ways to try and bring your morale down, defeat you that way, the death of 1,000 cuts. Now, unnecessary fights. Who determines what's unnecessary? Yeah? As a guy that's been on 4 operational deployments and mentored or prepared people for more than 20, let me tell you, the people on the ground, they ask us to be there. If they don't ask us to be there and we go across a border without permission, that's called a war. And that's not what we do. We go to police actions. It's definitely a war for the guy in the firefight. But Afghanistan wanted us there. Iraq wanted us there. The people love us. We get along fine with them. But the wolves are there. And Rwanda, that was a sad one. But team, we end up helping more people overseas than what we hurt. That's for sure. And it's the politics. The politicians are the ones that make the decision when the glass breaks. Yep. Jesse, you need a degree in New South Wales police force, yeah? You can do both, join the police and do reserves. They go hand in hand, actually. A lot of us do both. Sadly, I can't anymore because of a bad injury at work. But I love every second of the police, 10 years. Mucho respecto. Thin blue line. Robbie Kent, the lover of dogs, the keeper of hounds. Good to have you here, mate. Hi, Joe. Lockie Hamilton, Aaron Ward. I'm a PT, mate. The best way to build your fitness is cardio in the morning and do your strength training at night. I was a PT as well. I'm not a fan of doing the cardio in the morning, despite the fact that's when we did it. Because the synovial fluid in your knees, often we've got people that are getting up in the morning really cold and then running without necessarily doing warm-ups. If you go into it slowly, no worries, fine, but look at the surfaces of what you're running on. Okay, still going on with the appeal. Made solid progress this time and spoke directly with the senior medical officer. So things are looking good. See how it goes. Fingers crossed, eyes crossed, and mate, thumbs up to you. And I'll jump back for a sec because I definitely wasn't trying to be disrespectful to Lockie Hamilton. There's 1,000 ways to train, but it should be in place with good nutrition as well. right, to meet the best outcome. And what you should also have is goals. If you don't have goals, you're training for the sake of training. There should be a capability that you're going to get from that. Something that you can have recorded scores where you versus you see advantages to the effort you also put forward. Yeah, that's very, very important. Right? A lot of people do a lot of training when their limbs are not warmed up, and one of the best ways to do that is later on in the day, as you said, because you've had a passive warm up from moving your body all day. Stoddy says, it sucked when I'm over in Iraq and the people hug me and I come home and my people criticise me. Didn't even change their view when I said I'm medical. I gave up explaining stuff to civies. Yeah, I get that. When people absolutely know not a single thing what they talk about, but still have an opinion on it, it can be hard. It's not an opinion versus an opinion. It's an opinion versus someone who's ignorant. Night Neville, bloody Bartos. Got to go, team. All the best. What branch should I sign up for? Oh, Air Force, Army, Navy. Do you want to be in the thick of it? Do you want to be a specialist in signals communication intelligence? How old are you? Do you want to be in MPs? Do you want to be an engineer? Are you good with your hands? Do you want to be in cavalry, tanks, artillery, infantry, which is like an overgrown football team with the reserves thrown in where you've only got to clean your teeth and your bloody rifle? What's up to you? What's the most important thing to you? Having the uniform on, or the role that you're going to do, or where you're going to live? Because there's some criteria right there. Which one's most important to you? How long do you want to stay in for? What do you want out of it? Yep. You've come to the right place. Make sure you subscribe. We'll answer your questions. Robbie Kent, some people don't want to hear the truth. Yep, and what is nutrition like in the Army, Cas? It could not get worse, Flight for Vengeance. It couldn't get worse. We've never really spoke on nutrition, but you've got to remember, normally the first thing, we don't eat breakfast. What happens is you have to be ready to go for PT in the morning at 7:20. So the first thing we do is skip breakfast, and that also could be because we're hungover, on a weeknight. Then we go and we do our hard PT where we don't have control of it and we don't do individual PT. Then what you'll do is go and have morning tea. So you'll have your first meal, food, which is normally coffee, sausage roll, something to replace those fuels that you've just expended. And then we'll have lunch only 2 hours later. And then after that, you might have afternoon tea or go and get something on the Strand if you're in Townsville, or prepare for another meal in the afternoon. But what we tend to do is we live off shitty food because we're either always on this or outfield. Yeah. Hi, Cas and team. Just knocked off work. I'll have to watch the stream later. Take care. SOS. We're not talking about an ABBA song here, team. Exit is one of our favourite people here. And, mate, you go and do what you have to do. If you don't catch up, you don't catch up. But SOS, know this. This Saturday is our first extreme stream. I'm going for a marathon stream. I'm locked it in. I'm doing it right now. I'm letting you know. What we're going to do, not your cow, is try and raise money for one of our cobbers, who's trying to dig himself out of a bloody hole, and we're going to help him. He's a four-wheel drive stuck in the mud. We're going to do our bit. And next, we're going to be helping JC. And then we're going to go from there. And one day, it might be Simon Powell saying, hey, buddy, can you help my buddy? Yep. It might be Aaron Wood. It might be Spartan Mouth. It might be Counteract saying, hey, dudes, can you come and help someone? I need it now. Okay? Hey, Cas, getting keen for basic training next Wednesday. Been training hard and dieting hard. Don't worry about dieting. There is nothing you can do food-wise that's going to hurt. You're about to go to a place that's still goddamn freezing cold. Damn freezing cold. As a matter of fact, right here, these are the new twisties, the margarita pizza twisties. Life is straight without them. I'm going to do a taste test right now for you. This is all to do with dietitian. I'm going to do the taste test, team. Fairly bland. In an ambush, I'd be happy with them. Wouldn't buy another packet. Probably wouldn't put them on a kid's Christmas party table. Mr. Bryce, okay, I'm out, team. Sweet as. Be safe and see you next stream, or on Saturday, definitely. Duty first. Mr. Bryce, you will be getting promoted. If you were there at any stage on Saturday, bam, you're going to go blue. And I don't mean Air Force, and I don't mean holding your breath. Mr. Bryce is about to be our veteran that takes the place of someone who used to be here. Okay? Counteract. Okay, getting keen for base training Wednesday. Yeah, don't worry about the diet, mate. Eat what you want. Enjoy your food. It's the soldier's only pleasure. You know, we can't say, hey, eat well. You're not allowed to take protein out bush. You're not allowed to do any of that sort of shit. And you'll be surviving off food like 2-minute noodles and salami. You know, whole beef and gravy, which has got ventricles in it. So don't worry too much. G'day, Kaz, and I hope all is well. It is Ben JP. Great to have you here, mate, and you're getting promoted real soon. Congratulations. Become a member, then get the soldier beside you, turn green, then a month later, Lance Corporal, a month later, Section Commander, and then after 6 months, Sergeant. And there's ones after that too. Guardian 27. Fairly often choppers. Let's go back. Spartan Mouth Cas, some defence representatives coming to my school to have a talk. I'm compromising some key questions to ask. Any suggestions? Do you know what I'd ask? Do you know what I'd ask, Spartan Mouth? How come there is 2 standards, one for males and one for females? How come one's only got to sign on for 2 years while the others have to sign on for 4 years, and why are the feminists quiet about it? How come there's 2 fitness standards, one for males, one for females? I thought it was meant to be just ready to go and face the threat. I don't know. Maybe just be nice and say, hey, thanks for your service. Now, which do you ask them? What do you recommend that they recommend to you? Be interesting. What type of salami? European insanity. It's always got to be pepperoni, or maybe even the Danish. The Danish is fantastic too. Mr. Bryce is good quality. Jerky, not so much. Jerky is so salty. Here I am talking about salami. You know, saying no, yes to salami, no to jerky. I regretted jerky every time I took it. Some people take it, but I've never been a fan of jerky outfield. So many protein sources out bush, Soddy. A lot of blokes haven't seen a woman in weeks. It's true. Oh, that's disgusting. I just realised what you were saying. You dirty, dirty spanner. Ugh. Jaden, hi Kaz, I'm leading up to my psych assessment day in mid-September. What are the chances of doing a video or 2 about nutrition leading up to enlistment day? Thanks for the videos. Honestly, Jaden, I won't do anything on nutrition at all. 1, I don't see it as important. It's not, because our diet gets so broken either by ration pack, by vice, or by going without food completely. You know, that nutrition, you know, it sounds like it's important to you. You're a PT, cool. But you're not allowed to take any of that stuff that you want to take to do with nutrition when you go outfield. You won't be allowed to do it. As a platoon sergeant, I wouldn't let you do it. You'll eat what's in the ration pack and whatever you take to supplement that, if you show me you can carry your pack. You know? Otherwise, you know, yeah, we just fight our way through it, mate. And the other thing is, I just know nothing about nutrition except the fact that mine is crap. You know, someone like yourself could probably do a lesson and be perfect, but would it fit the military lifestyle? Probably not. You know? Tuna's a fantastic one. Prunes, not so good. The ration packs bung you up for a reason. The Air Force get fed very well, but they can afford to give them fresh rations everywhere and movie screens because they're also on proper toilets out there. Right? But that's because their role's different. You know what? I'll tell you something. I don't have a drama with Air Force having that because they knew that before they got there. And I knew I wasn't going to get that before I joined the Army. So if I make a choice, I've got to live with the choice I make. I can't complain about it later. Yeah. Yeah, the chocolate bar did used to be horrible, and then they put a use-by date on it, and then it went to M&M's, and they do melt in your hand. Jesse Grant, that's a nice name. G'day, Kaz. Just wondering if Kapuka is the same for SFDRS. Exactly the same. SFDRS, No different to anyone else in the army, mate, until you get out of the School of Infantry. So for the first 6 months, you are no different to anyone else. And the danger is sometimes they can actually make you feel like you're special already, and they shouldn't. And I'll tell you why. If you get back squatted because of an injury, if you get back squatted for trainability, if you get back squatted for discipline, you can end up never being that DRS guy because you are tied to a course that's going to occur that requires you to pass Kapooka and then the School of Infantry, because you have to be infantry to go to commandos. So understand when you go on DRS that you're going to have other DRS guys there. Make sure you do your push-ups in your room at Kapooka. Make sure you do your push-ups and your swimming when you get to the School of Infantry as well. Keep your eye on the prize, and make sure that none of you get any peer pressure, which you normally won't be because you've also had additional psychological screening. You'll be fine. Use your confidence and prowess like older soldiers, male and female, that go in to actually be able to guide and lead other people within your organisation during the training phases, and you'll be an asset to your team there. Yep. Brad, sorry for eating on your team. Hey, Kaz, I already got Mr. Patriot's opinion on it, but would like to hear yours. I had heart surgery on my aorta when I was 2. Holy shit. It doesn't affect me today. Do you think it will... I'll still get in infantry. Look, Brad, to tell you the truth, mate, you're probably fine. You'll be a case-by-case individual, and that will come out in your assessment session. You should be fine. All right, mate? Folks got creative with the rat packs. Heard some interesting recipes and concoctions. Yeah, that's true. Making just a mess, throwing it together. Get a fry pan. It's worth carrying that weight for how good it is to have food. People that eat rat packs cold are normally people that have been in for a very short period of time, or army reservists, and haven't been in the cold environment. We like our soldiers to have hot food, heat it up, even when there's minimum time, using the buddy system to make sure that we warm the inside of the body. Yep. If you keep eating cold ration packs, it's horrible for starters, but your morale will dip. Yep. And a lot of ration packs, when they're heated up, are actually quite bloody good too. Guys and gals, let's get the hell out of here because I've got to ring my daughter up and say goodnight. And it was a pleasure talking to you tonight. Well done for the winner, Sebastian White. Okay, I don't think Australia needs to have as much focus on what's happening within Australia with its regular forces. Okay, we should empower our army reservists and give them those roles so that they actually get confident within there and actually are able to mingle in and get used to being in the domestic framework within Australia and representing our nation well from within. Yep. While the rest of us focus on the threats outside. But other than that, guys and gals, hey Kaz, couldn't you get in trouble for criticising some parts of the army? I'm not in the military, Alex, anymore. That's why there is no YouTube channels for people that are in the army. They're not allowed to have a political opinion. I'm outside. I love our army. I'm an advocate for it. It's the reason why I speak this way. Absolutely love it. And criticising it. If you can't criticise when you're a civilian, your army, and if you can't criticise your government, then we're in a worse state than what I thought. Yeah. Anyway, team, let's get out of here. I'll see you again on Wednesday night. Have your questions ready. Not too cow. Thanks for tonight. Oops, that's hotter than it looks. To the fallen. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. And at the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Benjamin Chuck, I'm thinking about you tonight, lest we forget. With the extinguishing of the flame, that will be the end of this stream. Thank you very much. Take your family Seriously, love them. Take yourself seriously. Respect has to start at home with you. And I'll see you on Wednesday night. Take it easy, team, and thank you for all that gave their time, their shekels, and their advice and their comments tonight while being on broad shoulders and accepting one person's opinion. Okay? Take it easy. Wouldn't be a good channel without you. But with you, it's the best channel. It just hasn't been found by enough people yet. Take it easy. Love and respect. Oh. Lest we forget. Night, everyone. Liam O'Brien. Good night, Georgie. That's a fantastic name. El Borrego. El Borrego? El Borrego? Tasmanian Devil. You're too nice to be a devil, dude. Night, Cas and team. Night, everyone. With a back slap from Lauren. The Wood. There's a name, lest we forget. Cheers, Cas. Pleasure as always. No worries, Spartan Mouth. Alex, good night, sir. Megan, night, Cas and team. Wintour. Is that New Zealand? Joey Moyle. Thin Blue Line. Love you, mate. See you all on Saturday. Medic, Chronic, night all. Nicholas Metcraft, cheers, Cas, for the stream. No problems, mate. It's my pleasure. Flubba Dubba, D Gray, see you later. Lauren, night, Megan. Inistio, have a good one, Cas. I will, mate. The Lurker Lewis coin, not quite there. Take it easy, guys and gals. I've really got to go and answer my little girl's phone call now. So I'm going to get out of here. Fugly. Sorry about the shirt, mate. Rex, I see you there. Tyrannosaurus Small Arms. And Simon Powell. You are the wind beneath my wings. See you later. Take it easy. Jack is his name. He's not Jack by nature, and neither's Attaboy. Matty Shepherd. We all need one. At times, I'm a sheep too. See you later, team. It's Aussie Cas. Okay. It's a pretty name. Take it easy, guys and girls. Love you.